Hey, you, stop scrolling for a second and let's discuss how you can properly and effectively fine-tune any large language model by leveraging both facts and opinion. You ready? Let's go. Let's dive in, shall we? So we have facts. Facts are kind of like peanut butter, the foundation. The foundation of knowledge, allowing your model to be accurate yet informative. And opinion. Opinion allows the LLM to comprehend subjective statements and produce responses that are sensitive to the nuances of human emotion. So you see, both facts and opinions play a critical role when fine-tuning any large language model. And the results are delicious. I mean effective. Go check out our latest video on fine-tuning large language models with Veritas expert Varun Grover.
Facts, opinions, and fine-tuning. Let's dive in. Hey YouTube, I'm Rochelle Diengson, and today we're discussing fine-tuning LLMs with Veritas AI expert Varun Grover.
Happy to be here, Rochelle.
Let's start with the basics. What is fine-tuning?
So we've already talked about pre-training large language models. Think of that as the first step. And in that, the large language model that you get at the end is a breadth of use cases focused model. So it's like an encyclopedia. It's sort of a generalist, a jack of all trades. But more and more specificity is required when you're looking at, let's say, enterprise use cases, where you don't necessarily need to do all of the things like do your daughter's homework, but you need it to essentially summarize, or maybe you're using it for a customer support use case. And that's where fine-tuning comes in. It's the process of tailoring a pre-trained large language model for specific tasks. Let's call it summarization, any kind of like translation, whatever it is that is actually needed for your specific use case.
And how does fine-tuning work?
So it actually requires you to take a subset of the training data that is very, very targeted and contains examples of what good looks like for your specific use case. So when you're having a conversation with a large language model, you're essentially going through something which is called a prompt and a completion. So the question you ask and the response that you get. And so for summarization, that might look like, hey, can you summarize this specific document for me? Or can you summarize this article for me? And then a good example of what a good summary looks like. And so you expose it to enough good examples, it becomes a lot better at that specific task than it was when it was initially pre-trained. And so that essentially makes it a lot more robust for your task. You're going to have to evaluate as you go and iterate, but that makes it a much better refined model for your use case.
So you mentioned training data, and we all know that data is the lifeblood of AI. So how important is data quality and quantity?
So one of the things to think about is it's a really resource-intensive process to do any sort of training run for a large language model, because you're using these GPUs and it costs a lot to run those and also to acquire those, right? So you want to be as efficient as you can get. And even in fine-tuning, there's a lot of innovation happening in terms of how you can do that. And so the quality and the quantity of the data is incredibly important because it helps you really get to your results faster. So if you have the high-quality data set that you need that has the right examples, that's going to help you get to the place that you need, because the weights of the large language model are getting updated in the tuning process. So as soon as you can actually get there, that's going to help you save time, save energy, and save money through the process. And so the quality and the quantity of the data plays a massive role in the quality of the model you're actually going to get at the end of it and how fast you're actually going to get there.
That definitely makes sense. Well, thank you so much for joining me. If you found this conversation helpful, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content on cybersecurity and AI.